back, and today we're going to be doing numbers 9, 8, and 7 of our Amazing Race winner rankings.
We are inside the top 10.
Inside the top 10,
Single-digit
guys.
city.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Who do we got first?
Will and James
Woo.
are number 9. They won season 32, which was the first season I ever watched, and 4 legs.
Will and James. So let's talk about their victory.
Yeah. They did play hard and they played smart, using other people to do their dirty work, but they also used everything they could.
Yeah, Will and James really had kind of their own approach to the game. They used the tools of the game. They used really a lot of intense strategy, and sometimes that maybe rubbed a few teams the wrong way, but it got them where they needed to go, and that was victory.
And it definitely did rub some of the viewers the wrong way. Personally, I like it when people use what they can on the race, and I get annoyed when people get sad about using a yield or something, because that's part of the game, you know?
Yeah, that's something we've never understood, right? When teams get mad at teams for using U-turns or yields, it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
they put that as a part of the game that you're playing. Deal with it.
Yeah.
So Will and James were really smart about how they used those tools.
Yeah, their strategy was super effective.
Definitely.
They were super fans, which was awesome, and they were really big super fans, which was even better.
Yeah, a great superfan team, knew a lot about the game, loved the game, loved the Amazing Race, and that came through in terms of their passion and enthusiasm.
Yeah. They created what we say is the most successful alliance in all of Amazing Race history with the Mine 5.
Yeah, you think of alliances, you usually think about Survivor, maybe you think about Big Brother, usually not a TAR thing, but season 32 saw the Mine 5 Alliance get formed, and not only did they stick together, but they stuck together all the way to the very end, so that your final 5 teams were the Mine 5. Now again, this is something that has rubbed some people the wrong way, but it was very effective.
Yeah.
And would we want to watch every season having a big, dominant, steamrolling alliance? No. But this was something new and fresh in the Amazing Race, and so we thought that it was fun to watch.
Yeah. They got engaged on the race when they won, which was just adorable.
Yeah, a really sweet moment there, and just the sort of the perfect end to that season.
Yeah.
And because it was so much a season about them knowing the race and the race being so important to them, and then they also had this big personal moment at the end of the race.
Yeah. They beat some really strong teams with Hung and Chi, Riley and Madison, and Gary and D'Angelo.
Yeah, those are all 4 really, really good teams. I think they all won legs, and they were all pretty competitive teams too. Some were more quietly competitive than others, but no, those were really strong teams, and Will and James beat them all.
Yeah.
And it was, I think, it's a really underrated season.
Very underrated.
So definitely give it a second chance if you were looking for a season to rewatch.
Yeah. Moving on to number 8, we have Megan and Shane. They won season 15 and 7 legs.
7 legs, so that's one we don't get to say very much either, right? So we saw Rachel and Dave had 8 legs. Last time, 7 legs is the second most number of legs won, and again, a very dominant season by the winner of season 15.
Yes. They were very supportive of each other, very nice, and just a really calm and zen team.
Yeah, Megan and Shane, they're even a bit of an enigma, I think.
Yeah.
They were so dominant, they're such a big part of the season. I don't necessarily feel like I know them extremely well, just because they were so focused on the game and so calm, and they didn't bring a lot of drama onto themselves or others, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I didn't think they were boring necessarily either, because they were so good. So that I don't know, they were a different kind of winner, and I thought they were an excellent team.
Yeah. No one that season came close to being as dominant as them.
Yeah, this was one of those seasons where we had Megan and Shane winning 7, and then I think maybe 1 or 2 other teams won a leg, and most of the teams got shut out.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're a major dominator of that season.
Yes. There was a very difficult last leg challenge where you had to bungee jump and grab like a bouquet of flowers in the air.
Right, and this was kind of cool. It was something new, and it looked really, really hard as a viewer. And I did not envy the players having to do it, but they got through it. But for some, it was a real struggle.
Yeah. Brian and Erica, who were another team on that season, their poker chip counter counted wrong, and that put them behind.
Yeah, so you hate to see that, especially in the final leg.
Yeah.
Brian and Erica had been a competitive team all season, and they were in the final 3, had a shot at winning the whole thing, and then you have the mix-up with the poker chip counter. We have no idea how much of an impact that might have had in terms of where they placed, but it's just unfortunate that they had to deal with that at the end.
Yeah, and this challenge involved like counting poker chips and making sure you had a certain number of them, and then the counter would check it and see if you had them.
Yeah, exactly. And so again, another kind of a new twist as far as the final challenge. And I think it's because they were in Las Vegas. Is that right?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
They beat some really strong teams with Sam and Dan, Brian and Erica, and Flight Time and Big Easy.
Yeah, so again, the top teams were strong, and so they get credit for that. They get credit, of course, for just being a dominant team all season. We didn't talk about Flight Time and Big Easy very much, but this was their first season on The Amazing Race, the first of many to come, and they were, as always, a lot of fun to watch.
Yes. Moving on to number 7, we have Chip and Kim. They won season 5 and 4 legs.
Chip and Kim have a special place in my heart because they are the first middle-aged winners of The Amazing Race, and as a middle-aged person, I totally respect that and feel well represented by them.
And they also hold a special place in my heart because Chip sent me a personalized birthday video.
Like, you didn't have to pay anything for it. He totally did it voluntarily, which was really sweet on his part.
So love you, Uncle Chip. Chip did 11 out of 12 roadblocks, which other teams on that season did too. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is season 5. It's old school TAR where they didn't have to do a 6 and 5, a split in terms of the roadblocks for the partners. So you had Chip doing 11 and Kim doing 1, and that was also true with the other top 2 teams. So Chip gets a lot of credit for propelling he and Kim to victory, and really should be right up there as considered one of the best individual racers of all time.
Yes, season 5 is a great starter season if you haven't watched any Amazing Race, or if you've watched one season and it wasn't that great, to watch this season because it has your villains, but it also has your heroes and a good winner, obviously. And
just some really fun teams, too. Yeah, season 5 is one of our favorite seasons and highly recommended for just introducing yourself to the game as a starter or as a rewatch. It's a great season to come back to.
It was very split among the top 3 teams the whole season, so there wasn't really a very dominant team.
Right, so you had Colin and Christy, Chip and Kim, and Brandon and Nicole. They won the lion's share of the legs throughout the season, and it really did kind of come down to them most of the way. I mean, Charla and Myrna certainly were an important team in terms of entertainment and iconicity. But it really, as the season really was the story of those 3 teams that ended up in the final leg.
They were very, very funny and really nice.
Yeah, I mean, they had a great relationship. Chip is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's also really sweet. He just really enjoys the experience of being in the race.
Yes.
And reaching out to other teams and other players.
Yeah. Everybody, it seemed, by the end of the race, loved them, which was really fun to watch.
Yeah, so even Carly and Cammie, was that the right name?
Yes.
Wow, okay. Carly and Cammie ended up coming around to them. Colin and Christy were really good sports about it at the end, even though they were very competitive throughout the race. So there's just something about the way Chip and Kim conducted the race, this idea that if you put good things out, it'll come back to you. It really played out in this season and just was kind of beautiful to watch.
Yeah. Chip was amazing at eating challenges with the caviar, which many people struggled with, and the ostrich egg, which a couple people struggled with.
Yeah, so something else really beautiful about this season, Chip doing eating challenges.
Yes.
Cannot get enough of that. Give him an eating challenge and he will mow through it every time.
Yeah.
It's just, again, probably the best eating challenge TAR player ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
At the end, on the last leg, it became what they called Kim time, which pretty much just means that Kim would book amazing flights.
Right, so, and this was a nice twist at the end for this team, because it had been Chip being the one doing all the challenges and kind of was the, the person who set the tone for the team. But at the end, when they needed more sort of strategic thinking, Kim was the one who stepped up and delivered some really nice maneuvers as far as booking flights and getting an advantage over the other teams at the end.
They beat some great teams with Colin and Christy, Brandon and Nicole, Linda and Karen, and Charla and Myrna.
Definitely. And Charla and Myrna, again, a great team that we would like to talk about more, but they didn't finish high enough to really talk more about them.
Yeah.
Linda and Karen, the bowling moms. Who doesn't love the bowling moms?
Yeah.
They were a great factor in this season. Just so much great stuff in season 5. Can't recommend it enough.
Yeah.
But the winners were Chip and Kim, and congratulations to them.
Yes. So bye, guys. See you next time. Stay tuned. Top 6.
Top 6? Are you kidding me?
No.
Top 6. Wow.
Yeah.
We are getting down there. These are the best of the best. You're going to want to see who is in this top ranking.
Yeah. Hey y'all, we're back. And today we're going to be doing numbers 9, 8, and 7 of our Amazing Race winner rankings.
We are getting down there, and it is getting very, 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 very exciting.